Let we start our discussion with Milliman's theorem. So in the last class, we discussed about compensation theorem. So how to calculate the change in current using compensation voltage was discussed in the last class. Okay, using compensation theorem. Now we'll switch over to another theorem, which is called Milliman's theorem. Milliman's theorem. So here this Milliman's theorem is specifically used to analyze the circuit when there are multiple sources, multiple voltage sources, which are connected in series. Nothing but a voltage source in series with resistance. A multiple voltage sources with their series resistances connected in parallel. Then how to calculate a load current? Okay, so that's what we are going to see in the today's class. Okay, now come to the statement of Milliman's theorem. Just read out the sentences. The number of parallel voltage sources V1, V2, V3, Vn with internal resistances R1, R2, R3, Rn respectively can be replaced by a single voltage source V in series with equivalent resistance R. Okay, so this box represents the number of voltage sources connected in parallel. Okay, so here V1 R1, V2 R2, V3 R3, etc. Vn Rn. Okay, all these are voltage sources with their internal resistances connected in parallel. Suppose if you want to find the current flowing through load, so how simply we can calculate is given by the Milliman's theorem. So therefore, this entire, as theorem states, all these voltage sources with their internal resistances can be replaced by a simple voltage source in series with resistance. Then how to calculate its equivalent voltage and equivalent resistance? Okay. So this is the equivalent circuit of Milliman's theorem. So as theorem statement says, all these voltage sources with their internal resistances can be replaced by a voltage source in series with resistance. So this is the equivalent, Milliman's equivalent. Okay, this is equivalent voltage and equivalent resistance, where this V equivalent is equal to V1 G1 plus or minus V2 G2 plus or minus V3 G3 etc. plus or minus Vn Gn by G1 plus G2 plus etc. Gn. Okay, where and R equivalent is equal to 1 by G equivalent, which is equal to 1 by G1 plus G2 plus G3 etc. plus Gn, where G is conductance, which is equal to reciprocal of resistance. We know that. Okay, so therefore these two are the equivalent formulas to calculate V equivalent and R equivalent in order to find the Milliman equivalent. So once we find the Milliman equivalent, we can easily calculate the current flowing through the R by using simply a series circuit principle. Okay. So this is simply, you just remember these two formulas, okay, in order to solve a network using Milliman's theorem. Once again, see, V equivalent is equal to V1 G1 plus or minus V2 G2. Okay, so here, see plus or minus, see this note. Plus and minus symbols are used based on the sign of the battery. So depending upon these sources signs, we have to take plus and minus depending upon their direction. So we have to take care of these signs while solving the problems. Okay, then we will go to one problem. Now, so take this example. Using Milliman's theorem, find the current through and voltage across the resistor RL in figure shown below. So this is the circuit given where E1, E2, E3, three sources connected in parallel with their internal impedance resistances 5, 4, 2. He asked to find current flowing through RL. Okay. So first we need to calculate Milliman equivalent. That is V equivalent in series with R equivalent. So where see here, V equivalent is equal to V1 G1 plus or minus V2 G2 plus or minus etc. Vn Gn by G1 plus G2 plus G. So therefore here V1 G1, where G1 is equal to 1 by R1, G2 is equal to 1 by R2, G3 is equal to 1 by R3. So here see, V1 plus 10 volts, G1 is 1 by R1, 1 by 5. So 10 by 5. And here coming to plus or minus. So here earlier this E1 supplying current in upward direction, whereas E2 driving current in downward direction. So which is opposite to this. So suppose if you take it as a reference, the direction of current driving by E2 is opposite to E1. So therefore you have to take minus 16 by R2, that is 4, plus here 8. E3 is also driving current in same direction like V1. So therefore plus 8 by 2. 8 by 2. So therefore, so if you simplify it, so 2 minus 4 plus 4 by 0.2, 0.25, 0.5, which gives 2 by 0.95, which is equal to 2.11 volts. So like that, if you calculate R equivalent is equal to 1 by G equivalent, which is equal to 1 by G1 plus G2 plus G3. 1 by G1 plus G2 plus G3, where G1 is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. So with that formula, here it is 1 by 5 plus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 2. All this is 1 by 5, 1 by 4, 1 by 2. Okay, which is also equal to 1 by 0.95, which is equal to 1.05. Now you connect the Milliman equivalent, where E equivalent in series with R equivalent. So, and you should connect the load resistance in series with the Milliman equivalent. From this simple series circuit, we can find IL, where IL is equal to V equivalent by R equivalent plus RL. Where V equivalent is equal to 2.11 by R equivalent is 1.05 plus RL is equal to 3, which gives 0.52 amps. Okay, and he also asked to find current flowing through and voltage across resistor RL. So after finding the current flowing through RL, we can find voltage across RL. So VL is equal to IL into RL, which is equal to 0.52 into 3. 0.52 into 3, which is equal to 1.56 volts. Okay, so this is the way to apply Milliman's theorem for any circuit. Okay, you can go through. Okay, 1 minute, so that we will go to next theorem. So meantime, if you have any doubts, ask me through chat box. Okay, na? So it's very simple. You just remember these two formulas, and you have to take care of plus and minus sign while substituting voltages. That's all. Okay. Is it clear? If it is clear, say yes in chat box so that we will go to next. All of you respond. If it is clear, say yes in chat box. Okay. Then you just take this problem and do it as a homework. Make it fast. So take down this problem and do it as homework. Yesterday also I remind you, but no one submitted assignment. Only one of your friends submitted assignment. Number 64, I think. Sai only submitted assignment. So you solve this problem. Also simple. See here. First two sources driving current in downward direction. The third source driving current in upward direction. Okay. So according to that, you play with plus and minus. Okay, na? So here minus minus plus. That's all. Everything is similar to your previous problem. Okay. Then I will go to next theorem. So this is called intelligence theorem. Intelligence theorem. I told you already, each theorem has its own significance and each theorem has its own applications. Okay. So this is another theorem published by Bernard Telligen in 1952. So it is valid for any lumped network that contains any elements, linear or non-linear, passive or active. So lumped means the parameters which are separable for analysis. Okay. So therefore it is valid for any lumped network only that contains any type of elements, linear, non-linear, active or passive. It simply states that the sum of instantaneous power. It simply states that the sum of instantaneous power delivered to each branch of a network is zero. Each branch of a network is zero. Okay. Each branch of a network is zero. That means at any point of time, the algebraic sum of all branch powers is equal to zero, irrespective of source or passive elements, active or passive elements. At any point of time, the algebraic sum of power delivered to all branches is equal to zero. So that is given in a mathematical statement. If there are B branches in a lumped circuit and the voltage Vk, current Ik of each branch apply passive sign convention, then we have summation of k is equal to 1 to b, Vk Ik is equal to 0, where k is the branch number. Okay, voltage and current, product of V and I, gives the power of that particular branch. Okay, all powers of all branches, instantaneous powers of all branches at any time is equal to 0. At any time is equal to 0. Okay, we already solved some problems in the first unit. Okay, we made the sum of the power supplied to the circuit is equal to sum of the power absorbed by the element. So that is equal to 0. That is equal to 0. So that is the statement of Telegen's theorem. Okay, nothing new. We already solved some problems on Telegen's theorem. Okay, unknowingly. Now we are going to solve the same. Okay, through Telegen's theorem. That's all. Okay, nothing new. Okay, then we will solve one problem. Then take down this problem. In the network shown below, check the validity of Telegen's theorem provided. V1 is equal to 8 volts, V2 is equal to 4 volts, and V4 is equal to 2 volts. 2 volts. I1 is equal to 4, I2 is equal to 2, and I3 is equal to 1. I3 is equal to 1. Okay, so he gave V1 and V2 and V4 and I1, where is I1? I1 and I2 and I3. I1 and I2 and I3. So he asked to check the Telegen's theorem. So what Telegen's theorem says, the algebraic sum of all branch powers is equal to 0. But he gives sum of the branch voltage and sum of the branch currents. So let me find the unknown branch voltage and unknown branch currents. Then we will simply apply Telegen's theorem. So for that, so here you just redraw the entire circuit by taking the loops. There are 3 loops. Okay. So just indicate loops. So here take it is loop 1, it is loop 2, and it is loop 3. And there are 3 nodes, 3 active nodes, 1, 2, and 3. So there are 3 active nodes and 3 loops. Now here assume all loop currents are in clockwise direction. All loop currents are in clockwise. Then apply KVL to loop 1. So here we know V1 and V2, but we don't know V3. But we need to find V3. So for that, apply KVL to loop 1. So if you apply KVL to loop 1, this gives V1 minus V2 minus V3 is equal to 0. So here if you take current in loop 1, here current is leaving from positive. For V1, it is leaving from positive. For V2, entering with positive. For V3 also entering with positive. Here for V1, leaving from positive. For V2 and V3, entering with positive. So these two are opposite to V1. So therefore, V1 minus V2 minus V3 is equal to 0. From this, V3 is equal to V1 minus V2, which is equal to 8 minus 4 is equal to 4 volts. Okay, then like that, come to loop 2, apply KVL to loop 2. So it is also in clockwise. So for V3, it is leaving from positive. For V4, it is entering with positive. For V5, also entering with positive. Take plus and minus here. Plus and minus. Okay. So here also the current for V3, it is leaving from positive. For V4 and V5, it is entering with positive. So therefore, V3 minus V4 minus V5 is equal to 0. For V3, it is leaving with positive. For V4 and V5, it is entering with positive. So therefore minus. So from this V5 is equal to again V3 minus V4, where V3 is equal to 4, what we calculated, and V4 is already given 2. 4 minus 2 is equal to 2. Now apply KVL to loop 3. Here loop 3. In loop 3, V2, V6, V4. These three are there. V2, V6, V4. If it is in clockwise direction, for V2, it is leaving from positive. For V6, it is entering with positive. For V4, it is again leaving from positive. That means here, for V2 and V4, it is leaving from positive, and V6 entering with positive. So therefore, there should be plus sign for V2 and V4, and minus for V6. So plus V2 minus V6 plus V4 is equal to 0. So from this V6 is equal to V2 plus V4, which is equal to 4 plus 2 is equal to 6. V6 is equal to 6. Okay, so now we calculated current flowing voltage across all branches. Now we need to find current flowing through all branches. Among them, 3 are given. We need to find 3. There are 6 branches, I think. Six branches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6 branches. Okay. Now apply KCL at node 1. So if you apply KCL at node 1, this gives I1. See here. I1 is downwards, I2 is also leading, I6 also leading. From first node, these 3 currents are leading. So I1 plus I2 plus I6 is equal to 0. I1 plus I2 plus I6 is equal to 0. From this I6 is equal to minus I1 minus I2. So minus I1 is minus 4 minus 2. Minus 6 amps. Minus 6 amps. Right. Okay. Now come to node 2. So I2, at node 2, I2 is entering, I3 is leaving, I4 also leaving. From node 2, I2 entering, I3 and I4 are leaving. So therefore I2 is equal to I3 plus I4, which gives from this I4 is equal to I2 minus I3. So 2 minus 1 is equal to 1 amp. Now come to node 3. At node 3, I6, I4 both are entering. I6, I4 are entering, where I5 is leaving. So therefore from this I4 plus I6 is equal to I5. I4 plus I6 is equal to I5. From this I5 is unknown. I5 is equal to 1 minus 6 is equal to minus 5 amps. Minus 5 amp. Okay. So therefore, according to Telegen's theorem, summation of K is equal to 1 to B, Vk Ik is equal to V1 I1 plus V2 I2 plus V3 I3 plus V4 I4 plus V5 I5, V6 I6. You just substitute all this. 8 into 4, 4 into 2, okay, and 4 into 1 here, 2 into 1, 2 into minus 5, 6 into minus 6. 6 into minus 6, which is equal to 0. So therefore, Telegen's theorem is proved. Telegen's theorem is proved. Telegen's theorem is proved. So this is the way. You just find current flowing through all branches, current flowing through voltage across all branches, and take the multiplication of each branch and voltage, each branch voltage and current, then add them. That should be 0. If you get 0, then theorem is proved. So you take this problem as homework and do it at home. You take this problem and do it at home. Actually, I gave you to derive one derivation in the assignment. Derivation for maximum power transfer theorem, where impedance is Rs plus Jxs, but load impedance is purely resistive. Purely resistive. I was drawn with pen. Okay, na? I drawn a circuit with pen and asked you to derive condition for maximum power transfer when source impedance has both resistive and reactive part and load impedance has purely resistive. So that is important. You just derive and tell me tomorrow. Tell me tomorrow. I'll ask each one. You have to type your condition. Okay, try it at home. Okay, so with this, the second unit is completed. Second unit is completed. So if you have any doubts, ask me now. If you have any doubts, ask me. Come to chat box and type. Okay, thank you. So if you have any doubts, ask me. Come to chat box.